Welcome to the channel where we separate real coin knowledge from viral myths. Today, we're uncovering the truth behind modern Washington quarters, what truly makes them valuable, what doesn't, and why education matters more than hype. If you're serious about coins, hidden errors, and smart collecting that protects your money and your future, you're in the right place. Let's begin. Let's start top 7 first up. The idea that a single dirty, ordinary-looking coin could secretly be worth a life-changing amount of money is one of the most powerful thoughts a collector can experience. The Washington quarter, especially modern issues like the 2021 P-Mint, often fuels this excitement because millions of people still find them in daily circulation. When you hold one in your hand, scratched, stained, and worn, it feels impossible that such a small piece of metal could carry hidden wealth. That mystery is exactly what keeps collectors searching pockets, jars, and drawers every single day. With a hard truth that most viral videos never explain, there is no normal 2021 P Washington quarter that is worth millions of dollars, no matter how dirty or worn it is. A regular 2021 P quarter, even in uncleaned, circulated condition, is only worth its face value, 25 cents. This may sound disappointing, but understanding this fact is what protects collectors from being misled, scammed, or emotionally manipulated by exaggerated claims designed only for clicks. Now here, where the real story becomes interesting. Value does not come from dirt, damage, or age alone. Dirt actually lowers a coin's value. Collectors pay premiums for rarity, minting mistakes, and historical significance, not for wear. A dirty 2021 P quarter does not gain value because of its condition. In fact, the dirt hides the details that collectors want to see. Cleaning it incorrectly can permanently destroy any chance of premium value. The only way a 2021 P Washington quarter could ever be worth serious money is if it carries an extreme and verified mint error. We are talking about dramatic minting failures, major off-metal strikes, multiple misalignments, wrong planchets, or extreme double strikes that happened inside the US Mint itself. These errors are rare, but even then their values usually reach hundreds or thousands of dollars, not millions. The coin market is built on documented sales, not imagination. Many people believe that unimaginable value exists because they see sensational titles claiming overnight billionaire stories. In reality, no modern US quarter has ever sold for millions. Even the most famous quarters in history, like early silver Washington quarters or legendary mint errors, top out in the tens or hundreds of thousands, and only in pristine, authenticated condition. Million-dollar coins exist, but they belong to an entirely different category of early US gold and silver rarities from the 1700s and 1800s. It's also important to understand the psychology behind these viral coin claims. The phrase, "don't spend it, it can change your fortune overnight," triggers hope and urgency. Hope makes people stop thinking critically. Urgency makes them believe they're holding a secret the world hasn't discovered yet. In reality, the coin market is one of the most documented markets in the world. If a 2021 P quarter were worth millions, it would already be recorded, certified, and publicly known. That does not mean modern coins are worthless or boring. On the contrary, modern quarters can still be exciting when viewed realistically. Certain error coins, especially those certified by professional grading services, can bring impressive returns compared to face value. Turning 25 cents into several $100s is already an incredible result, but it requires knowledge, patience, and proof, not hype. Another myth worth destroying is the idea that very dirty coins hide secret value. Professional collectors do not search for dirt, they search for structure. Weight, metal composition, strike alignment, and design anomalies matter far more than surface appearance. Dirt hides clues, damage hides mistakes. That's why serious collectors never recommend cleaning coins or assuming dirt adds value. It does the opposite. The Washington quarter series itself is historically important, but by 2021 it was produced in massive quantities using modern precision. That precision dramatically reduces the chances of catastrophic mint errors. The US Mint has strict quality control today compared to older centuries. While mistakes still happen, they are caught faster and released in much smaller numbers than people imagine. If you truly believe you have something special, the only responsible path is authentication. That means weighing the coin, examining it under magnification, and submitting it to a recognized grading service. Stories alone do not create value, documentation does. Without certification, even a genuine error coin will struggle to sell at its maximum potential. Here is the most important takeaway for every collector watching this. Wealth in coin collecting does not come from fantasy, it comes from education. The real power to change your financial future comes from learning what actually matters in the market, not from believing that every pocket coin is a hidden treasure. Knowledge protects you from disappointment and empowers you to make smart decisions. So if you're holding a 2021 P Washington quarter today, don't panic, don't dream unreal dreams, and don't fall for viral exaggerations. Study it, Respect it for what it is. And remember, true fortune isn't made overnight from dirt and myths. It's built slowly, carefully, and intelligently by those who understand the real language of coins. Next up, the 1977 Washington quarter without a mint mark is one of those coins that looks ordinary at first glance, yet it has fueled rumors, dreams, and heated debates among collectors for decades. Many people hold this coin in dirty, worn condition and wonder if they are sitting on something life-changing. The truth is not as simple as every coin is worth millions, but the mystery surrounding certain rare versions of this quarter is powerful enough to keep collectors searching through pocket change even today. First, it is important to understand why the year 1977 attracts attention at all. These quarters were struck in massive numbers at the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally used no mint mark. Because millions were made, most 1977 quarters are common. However, history has shown that when coins are produced in such large quantities, mistakes can and do happen, and those mistakes are what transform a normal 25-cent coin into something extraordinary. What truly excites collectors is not the dirt, the age, or the missing mint mark alone, but the possibility of a hidden mint error. Some rare error varieties from this era include dramatic off-center strikes, double die impressions where lettering appears doubled, wrong metal compositions, and incomplete strikes. When one of these extreme errors appears on a 1977 no mint mark quarter, the coin steps into a completely different world of value. There is a dangerous myth that a dirty condition lowers a coin's importance. In reality, dirt does not always mean damage. Many valuable error coins were discovered exactly as they were found, dark, worn, and uncleaned. In fact, improper cleaning can destroy value instantly. Serious collectors prefer originality over shine because cleaning removes historical surface evidence that proves authenticity. Now comes the part that sparks imagination. Could a 1977 no mint mark Washington quarter be worth huge money? Yes, but only under very rare circumstances. A normal circulated coin is usually worth face value. However, if the quarter shows a major minting error confirmed by experts, its value can rise from hundreds to thousands, and in extreme museum-level error cases, even more. These are not everyday finds, but they are real enough to keep the hunt alive. Stories of coins selling for unbelievable prices exist because collectors pay for rarity, not age. A one-of-a-kind error is priceless to the right buyer. If a unique 1977 quarter surfaced with a previously unknown error, its value would not be decided by rumors or social media hype, but by elite collectors competing for ownership. That competition is what creates shocking prices, not the year alone. This is why spending such a coin without knowledge can be a lifetime mistake. Many people unknowingly spend rare error coins because they assume dirt means worthlessness. In reality, some of the most valuable coins in history were saved simply because someone paused and questioned what they were holding. That pause can be the difference between losing everything and discovering something remarkable. If you truly believe you have something unusual, the smartest move is patience. Never rush to sell. Never trust random buyers promising instant cash. A coin that has the power to change your fortune deserves expert verification. Certification protects you, proves authenticity, and allows the coin to enter the serious collector market where real money exists. It must also be said clearly, not every 1977 quarter is a miracle coin. Claims of every coin worth millions are fantasies that mislead people. True wealth in coin collecting comes from knowledge, not hype. The real excitement is knowing that history sometimes hides treasure in plain sight, but only for those who understand what to look for. The Washington quarter represents more than money. It represents American minting history, industrial precision, and human error all combined into metal. When error meets rarity, value is born. That is why collectors never stop searching, even decades later, even in the dirtiest coins. So if you have a 1977 Washington quarter with no mint mark, do not panic and do not celebrate too early. Observe it carefully. Look for strange details, doubling, off-center designs, unusual weight, or metal color. These silent clues speak louder than any online claim ever could. In the end, the real power of this coin is not the promise of overnight billions, but the possibility that history has placed something rare into ordinary hands. And sometimes, that possibility alone is enough to inspire a lifetime of searching, because the next extraordinary discovery always begins with one simple question: what if this one is different? Next up, the 1997 D Washington quarter is one of those coins that looks completely ordinary at first glance, yet it quietly fuels endless rumors, excitement, and misunderstandings in the world of coin collecting. Many people believe that if a coin is old, dirty, or has a mint mark, it must automatically be worth millions. This belief has turned pocket change into dreams of overnight wealth. The truth, however, is far more fascinating than fantasy, because real value in coins comes from rarity, mistakes, and history, not just hope. In 1997, the Denver Mint struck hundreds of millions of Washington quarters. The D Mint mark tells us this coin was produced in Denver, and because production numbers were extremely high, the coin itself is not rare by default. A dirty or heavily circulated condition actually lowers its value rather than increasing it. Dirt does not create rarity. It only hides details that collectors want to see clearly, such as Washington's hair, facial features, and the eagle's feathers. Many viral stories claim that a 1997 D quarter can be worth millions of dollars, but those claims confuse normal coins with extremely rare error coins. A standard 1997 D Washington quarter, even in worn condition, is usually worth only its face value or slightly more. This is not because the coin lacks importance, but because true wealth in numismatics is based on scarcity, not age alone. Where the excitement truly begins is with mint errors. If a 1997 D quarter has a dramatic and verified error, such as a double die strike, off-center strike, missing clad layer, or wrong planchet, then its value can increase significantly. These errors are rare accidents during the minting process, and collectors are willing to pay high prices for them. Still, even these valuable error coins usually sell for hundreds or thousands, not millions. The idea that dirt increases value is one of the biggest myths in coin collecting. In reality, dirt hides damage and wear, making it harder to authenticate a coin. Professional collectors and grading services prefer coins in original but clean condition. Cleaning a coin incorrectly can also destroy value, which is why experts always recommend leaving the coin exactly as it is until professionally examined. Coins worth millions of dollars exist, but they belong to a completely different category, such as the 1933 Double Eagle or ultra-rare early American coins with only a handful known to exist. The 1997 D Washington quarter simply does not fall into that historical bracket. Believing otherwise can lead people to waste time, money, and emotional energy chasing false promises. That said, the 1997 D quarter still holds importance as part of the long-running Washington Quarter series, a design that represents American history, leadership, and continuity. For beginners, this coin can be a gateway into learning how mint marks, errors, grading, and market demand actually work. Education is where real profit begins in coin collecting. If someone believes they own a special 1997 D quarter, the correct step is not selling it immediately or dreaming of instant wealth, but having it evaluated by a professional coin dealer or grading service. Only trained experts can confirm whether an error is genuine or simply damage caused by circulation. The real danger in the coin world is misinformation. Exaggerated stories of overnight billionaires harm collectors more than they help them. True collectors build wealth slowly by understanding the market, recognizing genuine rarity, and avoiding emotional decisions. Coins reward patience, not desperation. Instead of chasing myths, successful collectors search for facts. They study minting processes, production numbers, and known error varieties. When a real treasure appears, it stands out clearly to trained eyes, no guessing required. That is how serious money is made in numismatics. The power of a coin is not magic, it is knowledge. A person who understands coins deeply is far more likely to profit than someone who believes every dramatic story online. The 1997 D Washington quarter teaches this lesson perfectly. It looks common, and most of the time it is. In the end, your fortune does not change overnight because of a dirty quarter, but it can change through education, honesty, and smart collecting. Coins do not lie, but rumors do. Those who separate truth from fantasy are the ones who truly succeed in the world of rare coins. Next up, the Washington quarter is one of the most familiar coins in American history. Yet among collectors it has become surrounded by legends that sound almost unbelievable. One such story often whispered among coin hunters is about the 1970 D Washington quarter, a coin many claim could be worth millions and change a person's life overnight. The idea alone is powerful. Imagine pulling a dirty, forgotten quarter from a drawer and discovering it could unlock unimaginable wealth. This belief has spread fast, fueled by hope, mystery, and the thrill of the hunt. Year 1970, struck at the Denver Mint, marks a turning point in U.S. coinage. By this time, quarters were no longer made of silver but of a copper-nickel-clad composition. Because of this transition period, many people believe errors, experimental strikes, or unusual variations may exist, hiding in plain sight. This is where the legend begins, where common coins transform into objects of obsession and ordinary people start checking every pocket, jar, and wallet they own. A very important truth must be understood. A normal 1970 D Washington quarter is not worth millions. In circulated or dirty condition, its face value is usually just 25 cents. However, what gives this coin its legendary reputation is not the date or mint mark alone, but the possibility of rare mint errors. Coins that accidentally escape the mint with dramatic mistakes can reach extremely high values, sometimes tens of thousands of dollars, and in extreme historical cases, even more. The phrase dirty condition often confuses people. Dirt itself does not add value, in fact it usually lowers it. But collectors know that grime can sometimes hide critical details, such as doubled lettering, off-center strikes, missing layers, or wrong metal composition. When a coin looks strange, unusually heavy, weakly struck, or mismatched in color, that's when experts pay attention. It's not the dirt that creates value, but what might be hiding beneath it. The dream of becoming rich overnight comes from a few real stories in coin history where ultra-rare errors sold for staggering prices. These coins were not ordinary issues, they were once-in-a-lifetime mistakes. Because such stories are true for certain coins, people assume the same can happen with the 1970 D quarter. Hope is powerful, and hope keeps the legend alive, even when reality is far more selective. What truly matters is verification. A coin only becomes valuable when it is authenticated and graded by professionals. Without that, no claim, no matter how exciting, means anything in the real market. Many people believe they own a fortune simply because their coin looks old or damaged, but collectors look for very specific traits, weight differences, strike anomalies, and metal composition errors. Emotion does not determine value, evidence does. Another reason this myth continues is because rare coins are often described using dramatic language. Words like ultra-rare, one of a kind, and museum quality create excitement and urgency. While these words do apply to some coins, they do not apply to every unusual-looking quarter. The 1970 D Washington quarter becomes valuable only under extraordinary circumstances, not by default. Still, there is a lesson here that every viewer should remember: never rush to sell a coin without understanding it. Even if a coin turns out to be worth only a few dollars, knowledge protects you from being exploited. And in the rare chance that you do have something special, patience and professional guidance are your greatest allies. It is also important to say this clearly: cleaning a coin can destroy its value instantly. Many people scrub dirt away thinking they are helping, when in reality they are erasing history. Collectors prefer originality, even if that means a coin looks ugly. Once metal surfaces are altered, no expert can undo that damage. The real power of the 1970 D Washington quarter story is not that it guarantees wealth, but that it encourages people to learn, to observe, and to respect history. Coin collecting is not just about money, it's about discovery. Every coin carries a story, and sometimes that story is worth far more than its metal. So if you ever hear someone say a single quarter can make you a billionaire overnight, pause and think. The truth is more complex, more careful, and more fascinating. Wealth in numismatics is built on knowledge, not rumors. The difference between fantasy and fortune is understanding what you truly hold in your hand. In the end, the 1970 D Washington quarter is a perfect example of how myths are born in the world of coins. Most are ordinary, some are interesting, and a very tiny few are extraordinary. The real fortune lies not in blind belief, but in learning the difference, and that knowledge alone can change how you see every coin forever. Next up, the 1989 Washington quarter often appears ordinary at first glance, especially when it has no mint mark and is found in very dirty, circulated condition. Millions of people across the world have held this coin in their hands without realizing why it still attracts attention decades later. This coin was part of everyday American life, passed from pocket to pocket, gas station to grocery store, silently carrying history. While many viral stories exaggerate its value, the true power of this coin lies in understanding what actually makes a common coin become uncommon. The year 1989 was not a low mintage year, and quarters without a mint mark were struck in Philadelphia, meaning hundreds of millions were produced. Because of this, a normal 1989 no mint mark quarter in dirty or worn condition does not automatically hold $1 million price tag. In fact, most examples are worth only face value or slightly more. This truth disappoints many collectors at first, but real coin wealth has never been about fantasy. It has always been about details, precision, and rarity hidden within the ordinary. What truly separates a priceless Washington quarter from a common one is not dirt, age, or emotion, but errors and anomalies created during the minting process. A 1989 quarter with dramatic mint errors, such as a major off-center strike, a double-die obverse with extreme doubling, or a wrong planchet strike, can suddenly leap from pocket change into the category of serious collector interest. These coins are not rumors, they are documented realities within numismatics, though they are extremely rare. The condition of the coin plays a powerful role, but not in the way many believe. A dirty coin does not gain value simply because it looks old or neglected. Dirt actually hides important details and can reduce value if the surface is damaged. However, sometimes dirt masks a hidden mint error, and this is where excitement begins. Only professional examination can reveal whether the grime is hiding something extraordinary or simply years of circulation. Some collectors dream of overnight fortune because stories circulate about quarters selling for unimaginable prices. While it is true that certain US coins have sold for millions, those coins were unique historical pieces or extreme minting mistakes, not standard circulation strikes. A 1989 Washington quarter would only approach such legendary status if it were a one-of-a-kind error never seen before, something so unusual that it rewrites numismatic records. The emotional pull of this coin comes from possibility. Every collector remembers the moment they found something unusual, the thrill of holding history and potential in one small metal disc. This feeling fuels the belief that any coin could be the one. While hope is powerful, knowledge is stronger. Understanding why most 1989 quarters are common protects collectors from being misled or underpaid. If someone truly believes they possess a special 1989 quarter, the worst mistake they can make is rushing to sell it cheaply based on rumors or online comments. Real value is never determined by excitement alone. It is established through authentication, grading, and expert verification. Only after this process can the market decide whether a coin is merely interesting or truly life-changing. The phrase "no mint mark" often sounds mysterious, but for Philadelphia coins it is normal, not rare. This misunderstanding has caused countless people to believe they are holding treasure. Education removes confusion and replaces it with clarity. When you know what is normal, you can instantly recognize what is not, and that skill is what turns ordinary collectors into successful ones. True wealth in coin collecting comes slowly, not overnight. It is built through patience, learning, and respect for history. Coins that change fortunes are not found every day, and they are never identified by dirt alone. They are discovered by sharp eyes, deep research, and a willingness to accept truth over fantasy. The 1989 Washington quarter remains important not because it makes everyone rich, but because it teaches a powerful lesson. It reminds us that value is not in stories but in facts. It shows how easily misinformation spreads and how critical thinking protects collectors from disappointment. If you ever believe your coin could be special, protect it, do not clean it harshly, and seek professional advice. Do not let exaggerated promises push you into bad decisions. Coins deserve respect, and true rarities reveal themselves only under careful study. In the end, the real power of the 1989 Washington quarter is not the promise of instant billions, but the doorway it opens into the world of numismatics. A world where knowledge is currency, patience is profit, and truth, no matter how simple, is always more valuable than illusion.